FM is SVG.
Welcome back to VFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Why not stay in, turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz? For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back to VFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited. First, on the local scene, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force is investigating the circumstances surrounding the fatal shooting that occurred in Fountain on January 2nd, 2025. Preliminary investigations revealed that Andrew Williams, a 41-year-old resident of Fountain, sustained 2 gunshot wounds to the right side of his torso. He was immediately rushed to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries. Police responded to the scene, and the crime scene unit processed the scene and collected several exhibits. 63-year-old licensed firearm holder and resident of Glen, Euros Kane was arraigned for the murder today, January 6th, 2025. Prime Minister Dr. Gonsalves, accompanied by a high-level delegation of ministers, conducted a multi-island visit to the Grenadines to assess the ongoing reconstruction efforts and chart the path forward for 2025. The visit, which covered Union Island, Mairo, and Canawan, focused on critical recovery and development projects in the wake of Hurricane Beryl and other recent challenges. The delegation examined progress on housing, healthcare, education, airport infrastructure, and economic revitalization, encouraging the local communities and reaffirming the government's commitment to rebuilding stronger and more resilient islands. As 2025 begins, the government is preparing to allocate significant resources for continued housing, infrastructure, and economic development. Still on the local scene, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has provided an update into the investigation of the death of Glenroy Fraser, a 38-year-old subcontractor of Kittles and Canada who was killed in Kelvany. A post-mortem examination has determined that Fraser died as a result of a gunshot wound to the head. On December 28, 2024, at approximately 1:30 a.m., police responded to reports of a vehicle over an embankment in Kelvany. Upon arrival, Fraser was discovered inside the vehicle with his hands and feet bound. The crime scene unit processed the scene and recovered several exhibits, including a spent shell and the SUV, reportedly a rental vehicle. Persons of interest are currently assisting the RSVGPF with their investigation. The RSVGPF continues to urge anyone with information that could assist to come forward. On to news in the region. Emergency services in the Turks and Caicos conducted an intensive search operation for a missing person over a vessel after a vessel began taking on water off Cooper Jack Bay on January 4th, 2025. 2 of the 3 people aboard the distressed vessel were rescued, including a 9-year-old child and a man in his mid-20s. The survivors were transported to the Cheshire Hall Medical Center for medical evaluation, Loop News reports. The incident took place shortly after 3 p.m. when the police control room received a distress call from the vessel, which had experienced engine failure and was taking on water in the bow area. A multi-agency search effort tried to locate the third person from the vessel. The search involved the RT and CIPF, the United States Coast Guard, the Air Support Unit, and the Department of Fisheries, along with volunteer groups who had joined the search efforts. The Royal Grenada Police Force is currently investigating two separate incidents that occurred on January 3, 2025. According to Loop News, in the first incident, a 32-year-old woman from Goyave, St. John, sustained serious injuries to her face and hands following a chopping attack. Authorities confirmed the attack took place during the early hours of the morning. The woman was taken to the General Hospital, where she was admitted for treatment. Investigations are ongoing as the police work to determine the circumstances surrounding the attack. In a second, unrelated incident, a man was shot in the early hours of Friday at Grand Anse, St. George. The victim sustained injuries and was transported to the General Hospital, where he was also admitted for medical care. Police are continuing their investigation into the shooting. Both cases are under investigation. On the international scene, warnings for snow, ice, and rain are in place across parts of the UK, with areas in southern England being warned of flooding due to rain and melting snow caused by milder temperatures. BBC reports that more than 100 flood warnings have been issued for parts of the south of England, and more than 260 flood alerts are in place in parts of England and Wales. The Environment Agency said it is monitoring swollen rivers around the UK, with some close to bursting their banks. This comes after snow and freezing rain swept across parts of the UK over the weekend, bringing cancellations and delays across the transport network. Finally, in sports, England's batter, Danny Wyatt-Hodge, said that Australia will not be weakened in the Women's Ashes by their failure to defend their 20-over World Cup title. Alyssa Haley's side was knocked out in the semi-finals by South Africa in October, having gone into the tournament as the holders of both White Ball World Cups, the Women's Ashes, and the Commonwealth Games. The multi-format Women's Ashes is set to begin on Saturday, 11th January, with the first of 3 one-day internationals, before 3 T20s and 4-day tests follow. England last won the series in 2014, with Australia regaining them in 2015 and retaining them since. This has been WFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Shanica Stapleton. Join us again at 3 o'clock for WFM's 3 p.m. news. WFM's Midday News came to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Just for you at Quartz Optical. Get 15% off. When you bring in your prescription from any other eye care provider, we'll give you 15% off the cost of your frames and lenses. So visit us today and get 15% off. Offer valid on cash and credit purchases. Conditions apply. See in-store for details. Quartz Optical. Value